for these teams.
Yeah. All the teams kind of already getting into some of the better spots here. The central south area, we've had so many circles, you know, around the Buksan Sao, Yang, Song Am area so far. So I'd like to see us go somewhere else. With us starting over in the northwestern side, we do have a tendency that the first circle kind of pops up there as well, Mark. So let's see where we do end up once we get that first circle pop.
Problem with that, it always holds on to Godok, right? And that's the crazy. Johnny needs to get a connection. Oh my God, he's getting a connection. The first spray. And James, though, goes down as he tries the great escape.
I would like to hear the comms of James right now, and it's going to be like, guys, a bit. That was insane, Kristalny. With an iron sight barrel, one of the hardest guns to control even, and now with an iron sight too. And look at that, northwest. You said it hold on to Godok, sure, Mark, but not for long.
It has to. Of course it's going to hold on to Godok. It's going to bounce up towards that northeast again. And my thing is, where does Hive position? Who positions on the hills south of that? It has to.
What about an ending on the little island?
No, stop dreaming of it. All right, that'd be chaos if it does.
I've only seen it once. I've never played it. I've only seen it once, and it's so rare. Cristiano trying to go for the confirmation though. You know, there's no
replay.
Look, let's replay. Oh my God!
The fact he gives up on it as well. He does the throwaway spray, and they just go tab, done.
He is bossing right now. Jogo Bonito already having had a pretty bad day, to say the least. They were less than, I think there were 5 points even before this. So a really rough day for them. They finished on 34, I believe, and now they're on 40 with this kill here. They're in that mid-pack, but only 9 points from 5th place is still doable, but then it starts ramping up quickly with Nemesis on 54 and Navi 10 points ahead of Nemesis at this point. Nemesis is looking good for a good game, though, Mark. Gotta say.
It's home turf, though, isn't it? It is home turf for them, but they are split. I think they're split in their decision of they might need to get kills. Got to remember, Nemesis like to play the outside edge. This ain't their style of zone. They look good for it, but it's not how they like to play.
Let's see, though. What can Hive do to kind of push away S2G? They're already searching for an area here. And this kind of western side, west of Godok here, has a few really high priority compounds, good spots that you can take. And if you're able to lock one of those down, or 2 of them even early on, that'd be huge. What does Yo do, though, is, and is Jogo Bonito already out stealing some of it, or does Kapi get a little bit of a recall later on there? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pick it up, but we'll see. Did he even get to pick it up? I'm not sure. Let's see what goes on later. I didn't check on the minimap if Kapi was out there looking for it, but I think if Jogo Bonito's smart, they grab the chip and deny that recall.
Again, you see obviously Yo at the bottom of that table, but the game before it was other teams. Storm Request again will really convert things round. So that mid pack, that lower pack is getting really tight together. Navi was also dropping pretty close between Jogo Bonito and Team Yo, but they disengaged. Now they move towards that north side. So don't get held out by Bushido Wildcats as Palace is free. So again, they'll be happy with that transition. I think Navi might look at this as an opportunity, maybe as a stopgap, and maybe pick up a couple of kills as they don't have anyone contending them in that southeast corner.
All right. Let's see if the teams from that southeast side are going to loot for long enough to get an E-pick-up or something, Marky, because it's a long rotation. And also, it's not that much of great spots to get into already. Yeah, maybe.
Look at Twisted Minds in that shipyard. Sorry, mate. They are waiting. They know someone's going to come around here because the choke points in this map are the bridges. They're on a big 2-2 split. They, Luren Perfected, went way to that north to northeast, and they are holding out. They are expecting a team to go, actually, you know what? This is a long rotation. Let's go really wide and come in by army base. Twisted Minds are ready and waiting.
PG coming in into this new circle here, hoping for an opening on the bridge. And no one is actually holding it down. It's kind of nice for them. They're going to be able to cross easily, but they're going to be scared that someone is camping that bridge for sure. Nemesis is really setting up for that western shift. The Sosets even on the small island I was talking about. It's kind of crazy. Oh, he's in a glider, no?
I said it must be in a glider, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be in a glider.
Yeah.
No Slack have made a stop. They are checking out that bridge. Hopefully, for Twisted Minds, they're not giving away any position yet. In that northeast corner, PGG coming on the other side. I'm interested at Ascend, haven't tried to hold out anyone also migrating on the south. For Team Nemesis, they do have the glider and they are farming the information. Bushido Wildcats will be happy as well. Look at that, Twisted Minds. This is timing. They know they're coming. Pans are ready. Perfectix is going to wait though. Try and get that commit for the car. The first one comes through. The shots come through and Luke gets the connection and right down. And the rest of the guys, well, they have to tuck tail and leave. Twisted Minds, they get themselves an early kill.
Yeah, they do. And that's so unfortunate that being locked down there, but an easy point for them to come their way. But Twisted Minds is not usually the kind of guys that, you know, shy off of getting some of these easy early kills here. But that's a great play for them. Smart thinking here to get an uncontested... Yeah, sure.
It hasn't stopped. Look at their position now. They've moved to the other bridge. They know they've got a team in their traps. We've got battalions now moving all the way down towards that south side. So they know they've done some damage. They know a team's going to turn and tuck tail. And the battalions is now waiting for the counter rotation, the secondary rotation from No Slack. The only thing they could do is potentially go really, really far back the way they came.
Yeah, they just counter. They just go all the way southwest. There's no way they think that Kovalevi's chip is going to be available. So as I've talked about here, gliding around, especially around the island here, trying to get information for his teammates. They've already locked down some of the compounds ahead here. It's one of the more difficult ones. He does see the cars rotating just below him. That's construction workers. And it's coming in. I actually had a thought to me just now, Mark. What do you think about the UI change where you see the heals?
Yeah.
Maybe we put a little blue chip counter in there. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. Obviously, we see it on the left-hand side of our leaderboards, right?
Sure. But that's an API thing. That's not directly integrated.
That's the next step. I think that'd be a really good add to the team.
I like that.
I'd actually like to see potentially on that sort of bottom left-hand side, if the recalls happen, that they maybe are flashing or the indication is there. Because obviously, if you're the last person, you've got to stay alive. So I also wanted to see if people have now picked up the other people chips as well. So I actually have any indication that they've picked up because they might be looking to go get the crates and get themselves some goodies from the kills they've got.
Yeah, that could be cool. A cool addition down the line. We must pass that on to the developers. Now Vitality coming in. A slow rotation here, then going straight towards the destroyed bridge here. And they see Nodi from Jogo Bonito that's actually passing on. Pixlick does have a gun now, arm in hand, and some gear. Make sure you put the extra helmet and 2 helmet and gear into your car that you just dropped, just to have that as an extra, unless you have it stacked with mortars and utilities and ammo already. That's a good way to make sure you have some armor for the late game if that gets knocked off.
You got to think, if you're No Slack, you're going to second guess every single bridge now, aren't you? Car underneath here, battalions. He actually gets in the car, so maybe a bit of a giveaway that they're there. Example,
could disengaging.
Be a bait. No, but they haven't seen him, surely.
He's going as well, okay. Yeah. I was like, okay, maybe battalions leaves or does something and like the other guys kind of goes in and goes around. Now IXC gets the information here. Yeah, maybe they could have left his chip. Otherwise, the chip would obviously show on the minimap unless they destroyed it by putting it in a car and blowing it up. But yeah, now flying off this one here. Now they're going to be driving through a red zone. That could be scary. Was that a knock on one of the guys from a red zone? I'm not sure.
Like it.
Yeah. Look, Rooks. Whoa. What a shot.
Knock. That is another shot. Exhale going to be there. Luke Rock swaps over towards the MK. Spray goes forward. And they are chasing down. VP need big games, and it's been big starts. Oh. And Nick Zito finds shipless. There's another one before.
VP just continues getting the kills, man. It's crazy. They're trying to snowball every single game, and one game it's going to be a success. One game it's going to be a 15-kill victory, and they're going to be fighting through all of it. Twisted Minds also taking some shots here from Jogo Bonito. So many teams. Vitality also rotating south of Jogo Bonito here. Example sees Kristalny in the distance. He's going to be beaming with confidence. After that, knock on to James. Not a fight I'd like to take, though. We've got to talk about the circle as well. It did go on to mainland here, maintaining a lot of go dock.
Always does, mate. Always does. And then we see teams get really tempted. Let's go towards the town. And then it shifts away from Godok. I've had one ending in Godok where Pixel was jumping around the roofs, killing people, and he was on Team Threat. But for now, and they are stuck in the trenches, and Team Vitality versus Jogger Benito. Jedrox does find Cristani, but Cristani finds Quizzy. So it's a little bit tit for tat for these teams now. As Jedrox looking to try and get the res.
Oh, it's going to be rough. Second circle already taken here, and damage is being done from the blue, and the teams are going to be trying to third party this one. Look at that, shots coming in from Levante. Really great drive-by here from Nodi. Gets Levante down, and it's going to be a rough one here for Vitality, Mark.
So remember, there's no game plan for Jogger Benito. It's just kill people. Nodi will try and hold off. The car rotation will go further afield, looking for that confirmation if he can. Cristani is down. Simon, though, a little bit of an on-off angle. He's trying to find Hell Am I Bad, but he's keeping track, though. And he does keep track, not for long. Hell Am I Bad does find Nodi.
My bad here. Again, some shots coming in on Jogger Benito. Whoa, that's good connections onto Quincy, Mark. But he's going to have to bow down and get a heal a little bit. Not sure if Nodi's going to be saved. They're going to go for the confirmation on him. A little bit of a mutual destruction here, more so than a fight for good points here, though, Mark, in my book. But let's see what these guys cook up for later. Levante being down is a big shot to Vitality, but might be able to get restless here. Gedrox gets the confirmation onto Nodi, and now it's a 3v2 effectively.
Yeah, not too far is Twisted Minds. I actually did go back towards that bridge, so I'm interested to see actually, did he get that blue chip? Slapping no retreating back, Simon going the other way. Vitality, are they even aware that Twisted Minds are so close? I very much doubt it. And here comes the shots through. Shots go forward, though. Jedrock's taking a huge amount of damage, but it looks like he's just about got away.
Yeah. So it seems that he's outside the blue here. Good thing that is Twisted Minds going to be setting up, like they have the kill feed information from the knocks and some of the confirms here. But are they going to be setting up shop outside northeast of Godok to get some kills potentially? I'm not sure if that's the strategy they go for. Next circle pop, though, we do have a lot of the teams already in that southern side of Godok, in the fields as well. S2G holding that compound down that's so ever prevalent. Ascend is looking good to have the ridges east of S2G. That's actually really good as well for late game. It has a lot of cover, has a lot of rocks, the kind of high ground and the dips around it. With a pickaxe or a nade, you can make some really good spots. And it goes directly there. S2G looking really good. This is a very crashable compound, though, Mark. We could see that happening. And there's some E-pickups coming in as well from Navi and from, I think it's Yo that's coming off to the center.
I think SGG will hold the compound. I think people are going to go to that corner on the other side of the road and try and take the rice fields. As it's quite naturally an area you can try and hold out. You can try and hold out some, but Zubida, well, he's looking to try and hold the angle. Let's find the opportunity. Find Nix. He does go down. Beamy. Well, he bounces across the field. Now he hears the car coming through. Correctly goes for a full send through. Whee! Finds in the other corner.
Oh my God, grenade.
And Presenti be found.
Michael also joining in on the nades to slow jacket here. VP just absolutely slaying it. Finds one here. That's big damage. Big points come to VP here. Now they got to try to survive the third party coming from SGG, coming from Yo. There's a lot of players running at it right now. It's Copy, it's Michael. Look at the nades coming in, the smokes. You have to deploy as many as you can here. Get the fake smokes out. That's a lot of damage done too. Wow.
Yeah, he caught that. Correctly, he puts it in his back pocket and drives away. Hakatori and STG get involved. Michael goes down to 8 HP, but these corners of the field, as I'm talking about, it's difficult. It's really down to timing. PWD clearly making the call to come back his way as he heard XL coming through Godok.
Twisted Minds now, again, in a kind of northwestern rotation. Simon, no slack. Shots coming in here. You can see this. Swapping just a little bit here, but that car you can only drive by from the second seat. It looked like he did swap a little bit just to survive. I actually like that. And you swapping to the third and the fourth seat, you're a little bit safer kind of on the back seat because it's tilted slightly differently. Now the Tulins, more shots come in here. 210 finds him. Twisted Minds has not really found a lot of space inside the circle so far. And now they're being denied the entry from that northwestern side.
Are they trying to find space or are they trying to find kills, Martin? I think they're going for kills. They're driving around finding teams in front. We saw them hold the bridge. We saw them try and hold out between Team Vitality. Now they're trying to take a fight with Storm on request, all on the outside edge of the zone. They get caught, example, does some great damage though, as they come flying through the other side, but they've got to stay alive. There's one looking for the second, has to swap over, but he has to cover, but oh no. The guys will fall down. Twisted Minds, 15th place, and it's Storm on quest. They get the better of them.
I said I don't think it's going to be a 4-horse race today, and it's looking like everyone is catching up to the top, though. Vitality has lost 1-2. NAVI is the only team that's really in a good standing for this next circle here, being 4 alive. Nemesis looking decent too, but we're going to have to see how this next circle approaches with the next pop coming in 10 seconds, Mark. We could go anywhere. The fields are really difficult to play. You have to be that last team coming in from that angle of approach.
Yeah, well, the first team with a lot of utility to try and hold out. There goes that let go of Godok. So for Yo, they need to try and hold out Exhal. That positioning I really like, obviously right in the middle. Obviously VP will look to try and push on towards that. Vitality coming back on the other side. Hive SDG just need to try and hold here. We've seen some great games from Navi, especially on this zone as well. So they're kind of doing a repeat and they love this southeast corner.
A lot of damage done already. Hagatori Pixelic steals it though. It's Chris going alone towards cover, alone towards the crates, alone towards that angle. That ridge I was talking about, that's a really good one. But you gotta be the last team that enters it. And right now Navi has this ridge just oversees and overlooks this area that is the next angle of approach for Ascent here. It's gonna be a difficult one for Ascent to get deeper into this one here, but they've now been taken over by VP, and they just continue to kill everything. And with the top teams having not had the best of games so far, no slack. VP has been able to catch up and now are within striking distance to that top 4.
Well, Vitality moving towards zone. I think Navi is set up to have a good game here. It's the penultimate game here for day number 2. Exhal, don't want to risk going through Team Yo. I do send the car further afield. Odin will try and hold, and Vitality, as I said before, they kind of came in from that north side. They have found some cover. It's been quite rare to see this remain in, but for now, at least a stopgap.
This is going to be a rough pull-up for them. Finds Nixie, though. Looks that does find Keter. And now more points and more differences is coming in. Oh, that's good cover, to be honest, though, but still a bit difficult now. The utility's being committed. Beamy does only have 24 HP, but utility's been thrown and not connecting just yet, but it's a little bit rough to lose Keter, to lose. It's Chris already down to 2-man, and now Beamy's down to a little bit rough play, both for VP and for Ascent. Oh, T-Bone down to nothing, too.
It's going to be a good game from Navi. Got so much control. They're going to be able to look into these fields when they get a bit of breathing room from the teams rotating around. Jogo Benito finds a kill confirmed as Cristani puts the mad down. Ferris and now starting to expand out. Pixel has been knocked. Ascend will try and hold. VP are split, but not too far away. Team Vitality, as I said, this is a bit of a stopgap. We're 27 seconds away to see where Phase 5 goes.
Lookrook's trying to dig a little bit deeper just to make sure he has something to play here. VP was really hoping for a big game from this, but they got pulled up on. Even though they got 5 kills, it's difficult to squeeze much more points out when you're just a 2-man. VC does get the confirmation onto Crossberg. Construction workers with an angle of approach close to Nemesis here. That's going to be a big fight in between the two teams, and a BRDM is in play.
Back up to provide the pressure. Vard does get the better though, so it goes over the top. They do jump out on the other side though, but construction workers though continue to hit the barrage towards that BRDM. Diffix though has the Groza. Finds on one, but finds 2. Nelip and Vex will fall down, keeping Team Nemesis in the game.
That's huge, but having lost Soset already, Millman being knocked 2. State does find Pixel. Construction workers are out here. It's hard to do a lot against a Groza and a FAMAS and a BRDM, but the circle does pop towards the fields here, and we were talking about it. It's a difficult area to kind of lock down, and a lot of pull-ups are going to be happening.
I'll be a little bit more of a stopgap from Jogo Benito. They're running their way through and find themselves now on 6 kills. Mid-game, it's good to find. 13 teams still remain, 32 players are up, and Jogo Benito, again, now going for a full send into the rice fields.
A lot of teams are going to be entering this, but you got to be that last team. You got to have that last angle of approach. Otherwise, you're going to get third party. Otherwise, you're going to get backfilled. Odom Avesi, last player from Exile, is looking to pounce onto Jogo Benito here, Mark. It'll be a little bit difficult for him to squeeze much more punch out of this one with 13 teams still alive, but we have eliminated half of the lobby, being down to 32 players.
Still at the placement now. Vitality getting a bit of breathing room. No, they're in zone. They've spread out slightly. They haven't come into the right field, so they deny some of the angles from people that are in there. Hive holding that corner. Again, I do like that spot, but they've got to be ready for these kind of crashes. These teams kind of going their way round. BRDM distracts only one. Hazard is going to be there. He's going to fall down. Shooter though holds the line. Those Diffix will fall down. It's a big gun that goes out. Melman has to go for the jump in. He has to wait for this one. Flash comes over the top. Has to dodge around. The Shooter gets the better of the
third party. He's just taking all of it, finding so much damage here. Schiller trying to get out and get the confirmation here, but he could also get hit here. State does find Lazar to get the confirmation, and he's the last player in. Nemesis gets 7 kills in this game, but might be eliminated outside the placement points. Get it, steal it.
Get out!
Oh, it's not a lot of HP though. Baron does take it.
Yoink.
I don't think it's worth it. That's just half a mag or so into it, and it's gonna be out. But Baron does try to go for it, and just 1 kill for S2G.
Be free.
Nemesis is going to get the most out of this one here. Don't think Nemesis... Oh, yeah. Boostic finds the confirmation or the bleed out onto Melman. Celtic goes out. Bushido Wildcats out in 12th.
I don't know. You might have a repair kit. Baron goes towards the outside. He does need to keep that BRDM out of sight. Yo, do fall down. Scav finds Cappy. 11th place for them. They're not having the day, really. Cappy hasn't dialed in like he did yesterday.
Nope. He forgot where the phone was. No dial up there. And S2G, in this angle of approach, I don't really see Baron getting much more out of it. Let's see if we go the... Oh my god. That's Navi a gift to Navi being able to hold on to the ridge here, Mark, on the southern side.
I've seen them play this zone so many times. They just need to stop anyone working their way around. But I can't see what team in the lobby now is going to be able to pressure that ridge. Everyone's committed towards mainly, I suppose, that north side of the road, or I suppose that northwest side. Navi, they need to find some terrain. They need to find some cover. How much utility do they have to make it themselves? That'd be interesting. But for most of the other teams, though, they're stuck in the trenches. And for Sasa, Slaven, and Simon is going to fall down.
It's big knocks to be able to get here. Scav does find the confirmation onto Simon. Slaven also confirmed here by Sata Kristalny. Does get VZ, and it's multiple fights on this northern side and eastern side of the map here. Storm and Request has no way into this circle here. They're going to get absolutely demolished. A bit of a car being gifted here to Nodi. And now no Slack and Juggernaut is going to have to fight their way into this. And they have VP denying them any space inside this next circle as well, Mark.
Yeah, they do. Vitality on the outside edge as well. They're going to have to keep an eye on Storm and Request. Again, they have made trenches. They've used the red zone to their advantage.
Mark, Vitality is the only team to have 4 alive here. If they play this right, stay 4 alive, they might be able to sweep through this northern circle with all the force that they have.
100%. Double stack on grenades as well. First one is good.
Huge.
Second one is perfect. Head of my bad. Does deliver that one. Reinforcements come, but he jumps out into the loving arms of Quizzy. And he's going to say, Storm and Request, 10th place, and see you no more.
Oh, look at that. That's hello, my bad with the mortar. More explosives, more ordnance to this man here. And I actually think that's a good shot that with this game here, Vitality takes first. They're just 1 point away from it. They're 4 alive. This next circle has to shift twice down to the south for them to have no chance. They also have a mortar to make playable space ahead of them.
Well, they are making playable. They're going playable. They're not going aggressive. They know it's going to be one square away. Out. Nemesis full, 9th place for them. That should find a little bit of an opening to the corner of the field. And it does.
Beautiful.
That's insane. That's exactly where they want to go. That's going to give them a little bit more of an edge. And for Ascend, they can't even get up and take the fight. They're again being pressured by other teams.
Oh, Baron takes a lot of damage here as well. Look, Karuks might be found. That's good nades. It's going a little bit too deep, though. Baron's out in 8th place. S2G does get a placement point, but hello, my bad finds another point to Vitality. This could be the double-digit kill game that they were looking for to take first place, as they have now jumped in to 71 points and taken first place mark here. What a game for Vitality.
Yep, new leaders, 71 points. Twisted Mind's going out a little bit early. There's only 1 point in the moment, but they are looking to find out where they rotate. I think they're really second-guessing that kind of hole in front of him. Luke Rux has dug himself in, but I think the bees are questioning whether the hive rotates that away. Levante does see Sata, does find him as well. So he's going to fall down for no slack. It's so hard to survive in these sort of fields.
Yeah, they have more mortars to set up. Look at all the 3 gear they have collected as well. They want to get rid of Lookarooks, but they do have that playable corner just northwest of Ascend and T-Bone. But let's see how they engage in this. Dante also has a mortar. And the next team that's going to have to make a big move is Navi. Where do they enter? Where do they approach and try to get into this next circle here? They could, with a little bit of util, set up some shops on the other side of the road. But, yeah, could be a breach onto Ascend as well.
I think Killy's getting a read on this.
Oh, Gedrox.
Gedrox does find T-Bone. It's a bit more a battleships game at the moment, as they are guessing exactly where people are, but does find luck of one. Let's see if we can find luck of the other. Killy takes some huge amounts of damage as well. He has to try and hunker his way down. Team Vitality definitely controlling the lobby. Lukerux, Panzer in hand, waiting for Gedrox to kind of come his way. He does continue to wait in his foxhole.
What a way to do it. Oh, Lukerux, the 6 kills that VP had here in the top 6 that they're in right now, Mark. It's an 8-point game, and it is pushing them even closer. Gedrox does find Lukerux here. Great push here for Vitality, and now he gets his foxhole with just 3 HP. He's able to heal up. Now, utility does come in. That could not get Gedrox, but let's see what does Navi do here once they have healed up and have another angle of approach for this game here. It's a pickaxe play for the Rich inside, and the smoke enables him to dig very deep here to get a playable area. Very well played here for Boostic.
Need to keep those cars active as well, though, right? One car pointing towards the North Star. Jedrick, though, tries to launch that Molly forward, takes huge amounts of damage. Head of my bad does get that confirmation, though, on Correxy. But the vest, it's now gone. He's behind hard cover. He does look forwards. And again, Vitality are just picking team off at a time.
Oh, Navi does so much damage. They've been farming this game, Mark. I'm so curious to see how much damage they've done throughout this one here. Could be a double 1K club we've seen before. Dancer now, though, does a great nade. Oh, that cooked a little bit too little here. That's going to find Quizzy. Easy damage done for Hive here. They're only a 3-man, so they're going to have to take them on.
Stacking up the utility. I thought Rocks would have sent one as well. That's confirmation. Again, a little bit further. Mike finding that one, though, looking good. Destroys with the shield, though. As Kitty doesn't launch a second, the car will explode, move back. Levante's going to find a little bit more cover. It's not quite the shield, but he's got not just Ascend, but he's also got Hive breathing down his neck.
It's going to end just north of that central haystack. We do have Navi with a little bit of rock still on the other side of the road here. And Mark, Navi's looking poised for this one here. It looks like Hive is going to try to get on the other side, though. But Navi, look at that, finds Mogul. Hive might be denied any entry into this next circle.
It's time, though, right? It's phase 8. We've got 5 teams. Navi's on the outside edge here. They want to try and hold out Hive, but they need to obviously prioritize getting in towards zone. They have another stopgap. They have dug down as well, but the smoke has to keep that car alive. If that car goes, Navi, well, they haven't really got the smokes from what I've seen to get across that road and to get into safety.
500 damage done, 550 damage done from Navi. I don't know how much Boostic has, but they have done so much so far. Look at that. Boostic also. All the 3 players remaining, 500 damage plus each, Mark. That's insane. It's going to be a tough one to compete with. Look at that. Yeah, they're going to have to get in and steal these guys' ammo. Utility being committed. 4 nades in the hands of Boostic here. That's going to be an easy one.
Good nade. That's a Kobe.
Huge.
That's fine. Oh my God. What a nade from Boostic. They need ammo. Scrap that. They've got grenades. It's been delivered. Navi, they need to leapfrog. They need to get in there as well. They are burning dry. 26 bullets remain on Hakatori, but now they charge forward.
Vitality has to lock this one down, has to deny them any space. They know that Hello My Bad is in close. Hello My Bad finds Fairist, and as I said before, Vitality having 4 guys alive for that long might be a difficult one, but look at that. Gedrox is sending it full 3-gear Panzerfaust, and plenty of bullets to have and give from the AUG.
He's got a position, he's got the ammo. Navi, if they left it too late, it's a 3 versus 3 versus 1. Jogo Benito sitting in the wings, hoping, praying, maybe eking out for Noddy to get another placement point, because if one of these teams fall, that's a double up for him. But he is on the outside edge. He does have a car fort in front. He makes a dart for it at the moment. Now will potentially find safety as to go back towards ground.
Nice.
Now he gets an opportunity to get a bit of a restock.
He can steal
Has he
1
got 10?
point as well. That's huge.
Nice.
Now he knows, though, and Jogger Bonito getting 10 kills here, Mark, is insane. They had 5 points total on the day after 3 games, and now a top 3 and 10 kills is 15 points guarantees. They triple their points in the day just in this game.
Yeah, it's a huge game. And again, if he can eke out another placement, if he can eke out a couple more kills, there is an opportunity again to try and close that. He'll potentially take over that nose that position, then start knocking on the doors of Team Nemesis. Head of my bad, no vest. The helmet is going to be there. The spray comes through, but NAVI has to be very cautious about where they launch their bullets because they haven't got it to spend.
Vitality is such a good game here. We're talking about it with the 4-man coming in from the north, but the amount of control and impact they've had through this one is insane. Boostic goes down to a blue zone here. And hello, my bad. Also a little bit stuck in a rough spot here. That's a little bit unlucky. Can't roll out of there. He's stuck in between like 3 points. Hello, my back goes down. Hakatori does find Nodi. And now it's Hakatori versus 2 from Vitality. Getrox is in a hole.
And Levante's there, and my bad will fall. And he does find enough one. It's a 1 versus 1, though. You can't put Hakatori down and out. He's only got 5 shots. He's got
No way.
Oh my God, Martin! It's the final bullet, and NAVI confirm it. 9 kills.
Is up there as well. We have seen plenty of spectacular stuff coming out every single game. It never really disappoints us, the EMEA, does it? We get some real blinders.
No, and I think that's what we like because there's a kill in it here, 100 damage here or there, and obviously that's how close our region is. But they're grinding all the time. We're finding them. We're finding them.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the plane pass it's not favouring it, guys. Well, actually, unless it goes really crazy, then yeah, maybe you might get it this time. But there's no wishing this way, production team.
Yeah, I'll start my timer again and see if they follow it up with anything. Yeah, but you would have to have something. 5 seconds coming in here for the circle. Looks like nobody's going for it. Okay, it's a bit more north than it needed to be, and it's also a bit more west than it also would have really needed to have been for your cheeky islands to really have existed. But this does present some problems, this circle. There is less playable area than a lot of these teams would like. It's not just the water that cuts into the circle. It's also the unplayable on that far east side, the cliff side that you cannot go to.
Yeah, that is a big denial of opportunity, but it is zones that we've seen. I think these teams will try and go early. We see construction workers doing that already. The high ground, the compounds in and around there would be key. That kind of T-junction, we've got those compounds there. So I think these teams be looking kind of for that mountain, that high point in the middle. I wouldn't be too surprised to get some teams kind of set up some fortification early, try and catch some kills coming in, because it is the last game of day number 2. And actually, you might want to end this one as a potential. If you can't get into the zone, how many kills can you get and deny people entry?
True. For a team like Yoga Bonito, if they're wanting to come in on the far edge sides of these circles and just roll from fight to fight, it's definitely open for them. There's definitely an opportunity for them to be able to do things. It was good to hear from Noddy, of course, in our first day's interview to see exactly how they were kind of faring as a whole. What's cool about some of our cup teams is that there is definitely opportunity for clearly No Slack, for clearly Yoga Bonito, for clearly Nemesis, to just shake up the status quo in this region once again. We've had it in previous years where some teams have just come along and been able to shake things up a bit, but not by much. There's been isolated incidents, of course, of like Entropic being able to defeat Twisted Minds to take a championship, right? Geeky, when they formed, to be able to come and take a championship, but it was names we were very familiar with. Yeah. And here, once again, with the cup teams, yes, the names we're very familiar with, but it's just different configurations, and they're able to look really good in these lobbies.
Yes, they are. Might be all the same names, different banners, different titles, and new honeymoon periods. But it's the teams that stay together do sometimes rise to the top, and this is one of them. Win or die, Team Vitality coming through. A couple of changes here and there, but definitely all coming to form. And obviously with them going to LAN, as you said before, Levante becoming that kind of shining star, and I feel like he's breeding off of all of that. And that Mike's so far away, his comms must be massive to be able to get to the team. Do you see this camera? It's right in the corner.
Yep. The Vitality camp must be extremely happy to see them as far up as they are right now, of course. Let's make no bones about it. This pickup has a lot of influence on what would occur for an EWC potential qualification. And right now they're looking at it. They're looking really good for it. if they're able to continue things throughout tomorrow. And also, you know, there were sparked rumors in the last couple of days that so maybe EWC is even moving to France and Paris, and of all places, that's Vitality's home turf.
Home turf, home field advantage is what you're telling me.
Maybe.
Let's see. We'll see if the rumors are true, but this is a critical event for them, not just for the PGSs, but as you say, for the EWC and for PNC. So a lot on the line for a lot of these teams as they are rotating their way in. Next out, coming on that southwest corner, they're going to be coming in behind Navi. Nemesis just about leaving. Jogo Benito haven't even left yet. They're still looting. Twisted Minds also just about getting ready to rotate. So some teams, we'll find a lamppost. Some of these teams opting to maybe not go as early, knowing that they're quite far away from the zone, and will take their time rotating through.
A lot of time. It's going to take a while to get on in for sure. There's definitely potential for some barrier teams to have set up. So maybe they'll be playing hard edge for a while. I'm curious because I feel like Jogo Benito is uncharacteristically coming very late to this circle. So I guess maybe a little bit of a shift in what they might actually want to accomplish here.
Trying to look for a team, aren't they? They realise there's no team next to them. They've checked the neighbouring towns and everyone's left. So they need to get back to looting. They will look to try and migrate themselves as well. Teams are on the outside, so XL haven't kind of encroached too far in towards zone. They're sitting on that southwest corner. Navi's just ahead of them. North of that, we do have that sort of hive position, and then we have to kind of slot in Bushido Wildcats. We have to slot in Twisted Minds as well. Lou's already gone in. He's in that northwest corner. So a lot of the position is taken, but it comes back to your original point here, James. There's a lot of unplayable terrain.
Yep. Yes, there is. And of course, that crate is descending as well. Yeah, technically, there's a few compounds alongside that field far east, but they're not exactly the most high prio locations. We have seen some teams take residency up in them for sometimes, but it very rarely goes their way. Coincidentally, actually, fully enough, one of the teams that has taken those compounds in the past is actually S8UL, or the current S8UL squad, right? Like, they've been able to take some of those spots in the past and actually make it work a little bit, but it usually requires playing in, so it can be a bit tricky.
Yeah. Pixel, trying to find that diamond pickaxe yet again, but construction workers had the positioning. They went for this early, so they know exactly where they want to dig in.
Yeah, they do. And, I mean, considering it's dead center, right, it's okay. There's some compounds near it. There's even the pillar near it as well, which is just a bit south, which obviously does cause some cause for concern sometimes for some people. So if you're digging in and then suddenly somebody's on really high ground, they could actually see you quite easily. Now, you do have to be a little bit careful about that. Ooh, I like the glider. We're coming in slow, coming in cheeky here. It's the weather report from Storm on request.
It feels like it. It does feel like it. XL, they were finding that south side, didn't rotate across. Team Nemesis obviously just slipped the noose and go past them. And they do a 180 and go back as XL look for a reposition. The road does divide. XL have the high ground potentially if they want to make the climb. Now, but we're doing that, but we are looking for this next zone shift. 1 minute 52 remains. This can also now leave a late comer towards this zone as they dropped for Oasis this round.
I was going to say, like, I was looking at my map and I'm like, where are they? And yes, they're quite a ways out so far. So yeah, we'll be waiting on them for sure. It's been an all right tournament for Ascend so far. The only problem is it's been an all-righter tournament for a lot more teams. So I feel like Ascend hasn't done much wrong, honestly. It's just that so many teams have done so much right above them. In terms of the quality, in terms of the fragging power. Because I think that's one thing that Ascend slightly lacks compared to kind of their placement points. I feel like if they were able to get big wins as opposed to a 16-point win, a 17-point win, right? If you're suddenly Ascend and you're getting a 25-point win, I think the landscape looks a little different.
Yeah, I'm with you. I always second guess, are they overanalyzing too much? Are they trying to run the numbers too deep? When actually we know that team has got huge amounts of skill. Actually, sometimes just kind of doing a Jogger Benito, doing a bit of Ascend It and picking up the kills. It does work in your favour. Jogger Benito are the team now ahead of them. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe Ascend It will play in the 15 game, and as we're over the halfway point, they're happy to take that longer rotation and close this day number 2 out and pray the zone comes back their way.
What are Bushido Wildcats up to? Everyone's just playing it in slow, of course, for these kinds of circles. And hey, Ascend, okay. I don't mind the idea of the glider here, coming in a little bit later with it. This can work out for sure. Get some more info on the board. See if you can bash into 210's glider for the weather report. And El Azahar is a big focus here. And the high ground above it. Ooh.
That is huge. That's going to divide a lot of opinions, but it does give opportunities for some of these late teams if they can kind of slip their way past, thread the needle, as you say, find themselves into that kind of hard cover. That might give them a bit of a stopgap out on that west where Storm and Request are that high ground. If they can defend that will be huge as well, because they will be able to get so much information. The question then comes down to, where does the zone play? Does it go north? Does it go south? Because whoever gets left, they might get left packing.
Yeah, I'm concerned for especially the teams that might have big crunch down. I mean, there's that valley that exists between the two hillsides. Is somehow, some way, construction workers is getting the best of Verdict Pro quite significantly here. Beamy though, jeez Louise. Okay, but he's got to realize that there's surely going to be a lot of threats lurking around. The info must have surely been fed forwards, but he is being locked down by Zubila here, his nail up, so he can't quite be as aggressive as he wants to be. Oh, but Virtus Pro's gone. Jeez.
Yeah, I have been decimated at the moment. PGG looking to try and find their way in. Zubila down to a one-shot. Salik does look for the third party. They are trying to generate some kills. Again, a team which we see like massive glimmer of lights, and they have these huge games where possible. But yeah, it's just not really working out for them. But then we've got so many teams here, James, that are so close together. It only takes one game, like we've seen from a No Slack, like we've seen from a Jogger Benito, to rise that leaderboard.
Yeah, suddenly Hive in 14th place gets a game with 22 points, and they're in, hey, guess what? You're in 4th place. How insane is that? Of course, if the goalpost isn't moving. But seems like Twisted Minds as well should need some decent points from this one to try and start catching back on up. Some more kills here as Yo trading blow and blow with Dante, as well as Jogger Benito, who came in later, but they did come in all the way alongside to the west side of El Azahar, so they managed to make some decent landfall in what would be an okay position, and I think they can get Slapson up.
I think they can. Have the opportunity. Not as many teams full sent. We're obviously a position. Bushido Wildcats trying to claim the majority of the town, as they will spread out. Mitch in the centre. Yo have the high ground south of their position. You can see them in the top of your screen at the moment. No one taking that sort of high terrain out on that sort of west side, as our Storm Requests have gone for the weather report as they've gone north.
See if they can catch any sandstorms and maybe ride those towards what could potentially be a circle or far away from them. As, yeah, those two teams on the top, on the north side, they're just scouting about having a fun day. I feel like the two teams that send in Storm and Request are just playing a completely different game to the rest of the lobby right now.
Where is everyone? I think they're just like, there must be a team here. There must be a team here. But no, quick, go back. I think there's a team ahead of us. Quick, go find some cover. Yeah, free train. And we still got unplayable in the northeast corner. So wait for this next zone to shift here. As Sadiq launches a grenade forward. It might go for the bounce. It does cook. Bit of damage to nail it, but it's not going to be enough. Bounces the second one through. Comes off the backboard, but no, doesn't find anything else.
Yeah, before I was interrupted by the construction workers' fire, I was trying to talk about the kind of small valley where S2G currently is, and actually they realize it's kind of a problem as well, so they've set up an emergency pickup just in case it shifts away from them, but it doesn't. It goes straight south here, does this circle onto the high ground south of El Azahar, so all of those teams on the north side, especially our Storm on Request and Ascend playing a different game, are going to have to get moving.
Comes back to that hill we spoke about at the beginning. Everyone's going to be climbing for this. So the teams that kind of weren't faltered by that shift towards El Azahar and they stood their grounds, they will be okay. Construction workers were one of them. I mean, they kind of got parted with a third party in a bit of a fight with VP, so that was a denial. I like Nemesis' position as well. If they can hold this east and stop any team sort of working their way around, could be huge for them, but it's a lot to ask.
I really hope Ascend's eyeing up that zip line. They absolutely shouldn't be, of course,
Do it.
because it's suicide. But I did see the cars drive up there, and I was like, wait a minute. But
What are you talking about?
no,
It's Chris, M249, the zip line. It's like a James Bond movie. It's Chris style.
He strikes me, does Chris, as more of an Arnold Schwarzenegger with that M249.
Get to that chop up.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can go for it. It would be super cool if they do, but I doubt it. As NAVI on the south side. Oh my God. No, they're not. NAVI has so much room on the south side. What is going on with this split?
Well, huge amounts of teams just sort of migrated to the north with that shift towards El Hazard, and they were just left. I think partly they had that BRDM, so they had to try and wait that up. Chris took a dive bomb and found some safety, but the rest of the team not going to be the case. Yeah, it does pop a smoke. I don't think he's going to keep that glider protected, and arguably as to why. But the rest of the guys, they've got to get so much momentum to come up here, and these cars, that's a big mountain to climb.
Yeah, it is. Kiliakai trying his very best, and he is being watched by some teams here. As the Mad's going to try and take a bit of a... honestly, it's a Mad spray. But not really working out there for a second. So, still keeping an eye on them, making sure they just don't move onto their territory. Because I think X-Howl actually realizes that they've got a pretty good shot here. The only problem for X-Howl is that Odin is miles away from the rest of the team.
Yeah, he is. There he is. He's in zone. It's an option. Shipless is trying to dig his way to him.
Okay.
I really like the pickaxe. I know we've had mixed opinions between a lot of us, but I really like it, and especially with the high ground, so much can be capitalised here. Hakatori, though, waits, lines up, gets the spray. The fadeaway does get the knock. Initial shots come around the corner, though, from Spyro, finds one, and Hakatori, well, he launches a grenade forward, and he gets himself an easy knock.
Yep, not bad at all. You know what, just on the pickaxe thing, I am absolutely no contester of... Jeez Louise, wait a minute. They're just absolutely ripping Storm on Request apart. As they came all the way around, I understand why they had to try and go for something like a bit of a wrap, knowing that it was going to be hard to make an entry point on that north side. But then you go into the jaws of Na'Vi, and they're feeling it right now, so I don't want to be here.
Yeah, they can just try to tuck down and go back the other way. Ferristone does have that BRDM. Pyro has the opportunity just to kind of sit back. The bus, not the best. Distracted with the backflip maybe from the bike. There's still more requests. Well, they survive with two.
The bus on Miramar is like the poor man's BRDM. You know, it's got the same bulk, but not quite the same defensive capabilities.
He's not got the punch. Some teams have to punch their way through, and there's no threading the needle now. It's a full send, an X-Howl on fire. Get out!
No!
Oh, lose one, Fix finds the Mad, and they go from 3 to 1, and it's some easy kills, and they wanted that one little more ridge. Odin has to give away his position. Is there anyone that can get close to try and take the kills? Maybe not.
No, I don't think anybody can send any nades over either. It's too far away. I will say, you know what, X-Howl, kudos to you for the commitment to that, because they knew they had to get as close to Odin as possible, and unfortunately it just worked out a few seconds too late.
Did.
Oh!
I'll squeak you one time. And Scav, well, the Lynx, he's lining up the shots. He does whack-a-mole. Levante does fall down. Has to be cautious. It is phase number 4. The Jabber Pack is helping him out as he builds the momentum. The car works his way down. Head of my bad. Well, he does pop the smoke. It's going to give them a bit of a breathing room to try and get the res if they can, but it's not going to be the case as Bushido Wildcats claim a point.
Yeah, the heavy lifting going to have to rely on the other 3 now as Levante, the big flexer, is down. It's tough stuff here for them. Also playing from the edge and having quite a few big names ahead of them. Of course, Diffex and the boys here from Nemesis might be the next ones to kind of hold them out at the moment. But Batulins, okay, starts things off. This is an important game here for Twisted Minds. They've been kicked in the teeth quite a lot today. I was going to say another region that they were going to be kicked in, but no, kicked in the teeth. And now, at least Batulins, you need to get across this. And Michael is in no man's land here. Get out of there, fella.
Yeah, he is. He's just trying to keep the car. He's like having a bit of a breather. He doesn't. I don't think he knows that he's split between the same team. Yeah, he can't park there, man. Mike, he's waiting for Batunians to come down. He's found some cover. He finds the opportunity, and he does find the knock. So Michael able to claim a point now, as he has delayed, and now he puts Twisted Minds down to 3.
Yep, not bad, not bad. Any point will matter. here, as Michael's just going to heal off and be an absolute nuisance to Twisted Minds. That being said, though, I think Twisted Minds also realizes that they don't think Michael's going to be getting up here anytime soon, so just do the damage, get rid of him, and now turn your attention elsewhere, because there are some threats up on high ground positions that are kind of irritating.
Not a great day for Team Yo. We saw a great start to them, day number 1, but the day 2 hasn't fallen exactly as they want to do. But it can't fall to everyone. NAVI have control on that south side, but they don't have the zone. Ascend have the high ground on the east, but they have to try and stop a Team Nemesis. Again, a team that maybe hasn't got the results that they needed from a day 2.
It's another okay circle for construction mode, because even though they're only 2 alive at the moment, they're still kind of in the shantytown area. So they can survive for a little bit longer during all of this, as Vitality now is looking to try and show up the defenses. They know that Navi's far away from them. They've seen them in the kill feed. They know it was quite a distance, at least I assume, as long as they're in range. And then from there on out, Vitality here tries their very best to try and shore up that number 1 spot, trying to deal with all of these teams, trying to sneak in on these surfaces, on these rock edges, because there's going to be a lot of sneaky boys here.
Yeah, and again, the train, they're able to adapt it, so what these guys know, the muscle memory they have, it's not always going to be the case. Hive charge their way forward, and he looks into his soul and puts Jogger Benito out.
Oh, Quizzy down, Gedrock's down as well. Hello, my bad, has to make the recovery happen. As Bushido Wildcats still looking a bit on the warpath right now. If they could take some off angles, and I think they are, they're coming around as well. Now they're completely blind. That's even going to deny and delay anything from Vitality completely. I think they're going to fall apart here. This is a prime opportunity for Na'Vi to claim number 1 at the end of day number 2.
Yep. He's looking like the case. Bushido Wildcats backing away slightly, though. Metabe back in towards the car. Quizzy has to try and hold on the other side of things. Nemesis running through Ascendos. They're unable to hold their line on the east, and both those teams eager to try and get points.
Yes, they are. Quizzy still keeping himself alive. You know, good for him. There's a few crates around as well. You can negate the lines of sight of Bushido Wildcats, and that's what he's trying to do. Trying to not give any information away. Pixley, he really is dug in, isn't he? Oh my days, so much going on the kill feed as well. Nemesis taking down Ascend completely here after backfilling that kind of position. Really good by Nemesis. And now they're going to be taking Bushido Wildcats here as well. Good peek on over here. Nemesis, oh, Diffex, you've got to get some reses going here, fella.
Yeah, again, a bit tit for tat between Ascend and Team Nemesis. Bushido Wildcats caused some major problems. Kill feed as well. Scav was able to find multiple kills as well as he puts that team up towards 2. And Diffex, so nice play, nice discipline hold, and able to find 4 kills now for the team.
Yeah, very important. I don't think, though, what I was saying in the break about them being able to take over Twisted Minds is going to come to reality here. Twisted Minds still central, absolutely central on this one. I don't think they're going to be letting go of this anytime soon, as Dante here for Hive. I have a very hard time believing Hive is going to be able to get beyond S2G. As long as S2G is able to keep trained on this and not feel too much threat from just Scav alone in the north.
Scav's been causing problems. Just takes a lapse of judgment. But a Kobe like that does some damage. Gets caught up in the car. Tippy Toes has got a new pedicure. He has to now get the med back on. Does have the train. He's going to use it nicely as he works his way down and around. Second grenade will go in. Does get the bounce and actually gets that confirmation on towards Schengen. So Dante is going to be there. And this is the position. Now sees the player. Has no idea. And it should be a free kill. Hive will put out in 10th. And for S2G, they're coming off the high ground.
It's a great timing on the push-up, right? And, speaking of doesn't know anything, Baron has no clue. Scav's still lurking around. The rest of S2G is kind of bailed on that position. A few shots coming in from the distance there from Na'Vi. You can see him from miles away, Ken Hakatori, but he does have laser vision inbuilt within him. He was born weird. I don't know how that happened, but it's amazing. It's an amazing quality to have for Hakatori.
Vitality have gone down. Na'Vi have claimed that top spot, and they are still holding that sort of south side, so they're keeping multiple teams at bay. Team Nemesis back to a 3. They send on that east. PGG doing the same as they send it down from the north.
Let's see. Big nades forwards. Trying to get rid of PGG. Scav with
again.
a link still. You know what? I doubted that it could be an annoyance, like you said, but I'm wrong. I eat my words.
He's going to be a pain. He's going to be a pain. He still is. He's got the scar. Maybe he's got that phase skin scar. The Hazard goes down, and he's dispatching of this team one man at a time.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Good points. I mean, they're in 5th place, right? Scav is kind of saving them here at the moment. It's a huge play from Scav. Not only being able to get a few more placement points if this continues on, but the fact that he's able to get yet another kill here. Oh,
3
the
mollies.
IGL.
Rain fire, Scav.
No
Rain
way.
fire. He knows they're there. He knows he hasn't got the secondary. Ferris knows that he can keep Society potentially out in the blue as he plays the dance off. It's not going to be the case. The first one he will go through. Doesn't get a connection. And it looks like Navi does get rid of Nemesis, unable to try and get in all 3. Well, it puts fire behind the back, and Scav, the demon himself, applies pressure to Exhal.
There's no more mollies. They could have been burning. They could have been burning, but it's not to be the case here. From Scav the Finn.
Gas can.
Now, oh yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. He does have a gas can, you're right. Okay, it's time. Scav, you've got to make the most awesome play of all time, my friend.
Not like he's done loads already. We want more, Scav. We want more. No slack. There is no slack. You've climbed the leaderboard. You're up into 5th. 61 points. You've still got more to give here. He does sneak his way around, but the sound cues would be given. Exhal know he's now on that sort of south side, and the zone does pop again back towards maybe a donut. Maybe push down towards a little bit of a southeast.
8 forward still. I feel like we just watched this. It feels like deja vu. But no, they've moved up to the next crates here to deal with Pixelic, who seemingly has infinite nades to try and hold them down. I don't think PGG realizes it's just like one person looking their way. I mean, actually, it is 2 with Nail up here. Now on this other side, oh dear me. Peeking around there, Salik had no quarter given there. He was just raining down bullets on him.
This fight's been kind of brewing for a while, right? They came in on the third party, and they've kind of left themselves at bay. Construction workers, as you said, have dug themselves into a position. Nailip using the smoke to his advantage. Scav goes down, but he gets another one while he does it. I think they'll be able to get the rest here. But Hakatori puts an end to the Scav reign of terror.
Are we just having a reverse PGS? Navi 1 and PGS 2, and then Virtus Pro 1, and then now it's just Navi's kind of bringing it all round back around. This is crazy stuff from them. Really, we said it turned on towards the end of the day, and oh boy, are they. 713 damage at the moment here. Still the BRDM in play, and now they know where Twisted Minds is. Perfected.
Oh my god.
Here. Surely. Yeah.
He's burning.
He's burning.
Hakatori does find him. The next crater over. Exhal down to 2, but they have now get moving. PGG opt not to continue to fight. Pixel does not like the idea that people are leaving his compound, his trenches. He's been playing, making sandcastles for friends. Boosting though, open hands, says yes please, come my way.
This is an open construction site. Where are you going? Come back. This is ridiculous. But yeah, I guess they've gone for the big wrap. I don't know if you wanted to have gone into the jaws of Navi, though. We already saw how this worked out for some of the teams here, trying to go for the wide wrap, and it did not work. I mean, of course, they do not have Spiro at the moment. Ferris, Hakatori, and Boostic more than happily will greet you going around the far edge of this circle, coming around the corner here. There was even the opportunity there for an extra peek and a trade with both of them very, very keen-eyed and trained on that push around.
Yeah, they've dealt with one. They now try and deal with the second. Hakatori using the gap in the smoke, does see the car, waiting for them to kind of peek out on the other side. Ferris, though, does go for a little bit more of a scouting mission. Surprise!
Ooh.
Bonk underneath. He does survive for one. Now he's going to get that confirmation. So he'll try and reverse round, but information gained. And that car doesn't allow them to move, and it's 1-2 done. 11 kills, and oh my god, Navi wanted 60 points, and they look like they deliver.
Oh my god, they might break the 100 here after starting off the day at what was not exactly the most monumental of point scores, but now they are just raining it down. That has been really the theme of today as well. Example though shuts down Odin and Twisted Minds. The fight backs come in the last game. It's not big enough though. As they go down, they deny themselves, knowing that Navi is a ginormous threat here across these 3 days. Navi takes the win. Let's